The clock is like 6 minutes too fast.
Right. Like this.
Get started. Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurtaye Madhyam Shyam Medham Pragyam Prayaccha Swaha. Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad-padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sudhabhashakatau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Veda Vibhagine Vyomavadhyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Sorry, I changed the sequence. I normally do that. Sadashiva Samarambha Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashikatau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Veda Vibhagine Vyomavadhyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Rukarastvam Nakaro Vai Rukarastvam Nivartakaha Andhakara Nirodhitva Guru Vidya Vidiyate. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunattu Saha Viryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Kartiji, I'm getting a lot of too much feedback. Perhaps just hello, hello, hello. This is better. Yeah, a little bit still too much. Okay, yeah, this is better. Yeah. So, what we were discussing in the last class is what is Vedas and what is meant by Vedanta. So just a little bit of a revision and then we'll go forward. So what we should understand is that this whole cosmos, this whole life, the whole creation as we see it, it has been always there like this. There is no beginning, no end. This is the way it is. And not only that, you and I have always been like this. Always. You cannot say, when did I start? You never started. You simply changed your bodies and evolved your mind. In the beginning, not even in the beginning. At some point, it's very possible that a single jiva might have been a microbe, which is very, you see all that. But the microbe is also a living being, and it just goes through the changes, and slowly the mind improves. Body keeps changing, because Thula Sharira has some very fixed coordinates based on the Pancha Mahabhutas, that the combinations will go away, and so that will keep on changing. But the jiva, this is interesting, there is a difference between Manushya and jiva. So you and I are Manushyas, but only in this life. But we have been a jiva forever. And according to, although these are not, we don't know the rules of the game, it's possible that a jiva can go back to becoming a non-Manushya. Very possible. The examples given by many of the acharyas is that the karma and karma phala, which means that just the normal order of the whole system will be that if you somehow became a Manushya, but then your tendencies are so bad. You take an example of a serial rapist and a serial killer who has absolutely no sense of the value of life and so on. There, the system will say, oops, we made a mistake. We promoted him to, this is exactly what happens. Sometimes you get promoted into a job and you don't succeed in that, because you are not equipped for it. So then the powers to be say, oh, that was a mistake, we shouldn't have really promoted him. We should have let him, this happened to me, just to give you a personal episode. I was with HP. I just joined HP. And HP was my major second job. My major company was IBM. I worked as an engineer for IBM for 7 years. Then I did my MBA, I went to India, came back, and I joined HP. And by that time I was already, maybe about 30 years of age or something like that. So I was not a spring chicken. So I was working in the company for a while, maybe about 2 years. And there was an opportunity to become a manager of the group. And I was looking around, and I think I'm the most qualified. So I was not given the job. I was very disappointed. And visibly disappointed, to a point where I talked to my manager. His name was Ed Hayes. And I said, Ed, this is not right. I should have been promoted. He says, we were thinking about it, this, that, or the other, but my own manager felt differently. His name was Ed McCracken, and he became the CEO of, what's the name of the company? I forget the name of these. There was an offshoot. So he was my second level manager. So he said, Ed McCracken felt you are not ready. So he said, if you want, you can go talk to him. I said, yes. So I make an appointment to talk to him, and I said, Ed, I really am disappointed, because I thought that. He says, will you please understand what I'm thinking? I think so highly of you that I think just people management will just burden you. You need to grow into a lot of different skills, and time will come when you will do very well. I didn't quite understand it, but I said, what the heck, it's okay. Nobody says that But that was a good advice. Quite honestly, because the fellow who took my job, he really messed it up. And he was laid aside. He became an individual contributor. And I made very well later on and so on. So in some ways, this is what happens. If you are a serial killer, then the powers to be say, this was a mistake. We should not have made it into a Manushya. Because if he wants to kill, there is better opportunity. Let's make him into a tiger. Because the tiger's role is very good. He has to, the whole thing, somebody has to eat and so on and so forth. So he's very well suited for it. So the Manushyatvam and Jivatvam are different. The Jiva will stay as a Jiva until you discover you are not a Jiva. This is a very important thing to see. Swami Khandananda talks a lot about this. He says that the Jivatvam is an opportunity to rise above it. It's kind of like, you don't want to get promoted. You feel like I'm okay the way I am. But they say, but don't you have any problems? So I know I have problems, but I'm okay. I tell you, this is exactly what happens. You asked an average person, don't you want to discover God? And don't you want to? He says, no, I don't know if there is God or not. I'm doing fine. I've got a job, I've got families, I've got grandchildren, and I'm okay. You say, I know you are okay, but you're not always going to be okay. Well, when that time comes, I'll see. Right now, I don't want to listen to Vedanta or anything like that. So I said, okay, all right. You're not getting ready, you're not prepared to getting promoted. There's a job waiting. There's a job waiting for you. Apply for it. I don't know. I'm happy where I am. Okay, fine, that's okay. Good. So, Swami Khandananda says, the real value of being a Jiva is to discover you are not a Jiva. This is what needs to be done. And he gives some very interesting examples. He says, we have the Varnas, the four Varnas, the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. And this is can also be considered as by birth. So you can be born into who is a Brahmana? Who is a Brahmana? So Brahmana is the one who is, it's a little baby. It's a little baby. The baby doesn't know I'm Brahmana or Kshatriya or anything. So it is drilled into him when he is brought up. Hey, do you know who you are? You are a Brahmana. You are not even a Kshatriya. Forget about the other ones and Baniyas and all these kinds of things. You're nobody. You are a Brahmana. Really? And then you have to study, you have to do this, and you have to do puja, etc., etc. You become a Brahmana. Swami Khandananda says, if this Brahmana, which is good, he was born in a very good family as a Brahmana, if he completes the life doing puja, learning, being a good person, doing all the yajnas, being a pujari, is wasting his life. Complete life waste. That is not why he was born a Brahmana. If he has a calling of in the life, like for example, we have pujas that are being done by Brahmanas, you and I cannot do that. This is absolutely not. Only a Brahmana can do this kind of a puja. That's why you are not even allowed to go into that. That's fine. That's very beautiful. That's because you have a certain status in life. So just like you and I have a certain status in life as a jiva, that's fine. Because you have to get married, wonderful. You need to have children, that is wonderful. Grandchildren, wonderful, and all that. But if you live this life just as a jiva, as a father, mother, and so on, you're wasted it. Going back to the Brahmana, the real value of a Brahmana is to learn the Vedas, to learn Vedanta, and to understand, oh my God, I cannot believe it. This is who I am. This is what a Brahmana was supposed to be when he was given a birth in a Brahmana family. But instead what happens is, this is so interesting. You find these priests, they do a very good, wonderful job and so on. Then they become popular. There is a lot of money for the pujaris, especially amongst the Indians who really love to have some, because we are looking for an authentic priest. This is what happens in our lives. It's so sad, I tell you. I find these, funerals and so on, where these priests cannot even pronounce Sanskrit properly.
Yes.
I just close my eyes and say, help them, God, help them. So it's very nice that we have some authentic priests that study and are able to pronounce, this thing is a Gayatri mantra. I have a 40-year-old granddaughter, and so very fortunate that my daughter-in-law also has a value for spirituality and so on. So they are all anxious that please teach them something. So it's very difficult to teach young kids, and I don't have the time to do all of that. But at least I said, I should at least teach them Gayatri mantra. And so my daughter-in-law said, we have some tapes of Gayatri mantra, and I've already played it. You listen to those Gayatri mantras. There is no swara. Om Bhurvava Swada Chaviturvare Devasya Deva, and so on and so forth. So the other day I said, I don't know what I'll be able to do, but I made my granddaughter and her 2-year-old to sit down, and I said, okay, I have a little temple in my home. Let's do Gayatri mantra. So she was very quiet. So I said, say Bhum Bhur Bhuva Swa Tat Savitur Varenyam. So she couldn't quite get this Varenyam, but she finally got it. And she hasn't completed it. I've just started like 2-3 times. So we need priests and teachers that know the Vedas and can do that. But if they went through their whole life simply as a profession, Swami Akhandananda says, I'm very sorry, they wasted their life. And so the same thing is true for you and I as a jiva. If we took this, as I was saying in the meditation, it is not easy to become the ability to know language. Language is created by the Almighty. Not everybody has it. And just by saying language, you just don't sing it and have fun. No. Language is to learn the words. And the words are meant to convey a vastu. This is what is called abhidheya abhidhana. These are interesting Sanskrit words that you should know. Abhidheya is a vastu, is a entity. Abhidhana is the name of it. So, let me see, should I do it? Alright, I don't know how, there's so much to convey, and I just got into it, so might as well just go a little deeper into it. So, alright, so let's do that. So here's what happens. When a child grows, the child is first made to know sound and words. Okay? So, Swami Akhandananda had given this example, which I shared with my Saturday class also, to be a repetition for them. And I've seen this in my daughter-in-law's case, how she does it. So she's got this picture book. I've seen that. And on that picture book there are pictures of lips, ears, nose, etc. All the parts of the body. So she tells our younger son Arjun, look, this is a nose. Can you say nose? No, he cannot say nose yet. He's beginning to, he's now putting words and so on and so forth. But he can say my name very well. He loves me because my name is Papa. So Papa, he understands. My wife is so frustrated. So her name is Dadima. She cannot say Dadima. That's too complex for her. So he just comes to me because my name is so simple to pronounce, Papa. So anyway, Fatima, what she does is she says, Arjun, this is a nose. See this? What is this? So he now points what this is. Has he learnt yet? If you ask him, what is this? He'll say, I don't know. So, where is the abhidheya for nose? What is the abhidhana for nose? Nose is the abhidhana. So this is how we progress. We'll say, Arjun, can you please give me the book? So now Arjun has to understand what give me means. He has to know what book means, and he will accomplish it if he knows all of this. Okay? So the book is always there. The Arjun is also there, and all he has to be told is bring this book. That's it. Suppose I am talking to my Western friends in Hindi, and I tell them, "Jara mujhe kitab dena." say, what did you say again? I said, oh, sorry, I was talking in Hindi. Give me the book. Now he'll give me the book. So, here's the thing. The book is there, but the connection between the word and the book is missing because I don't understand what you mean. I don't have the language skills. You ready? Is Atma not there? We'll say, we were looking, you ask somebody, where are you going? You say, I'm going to this Sillersburg retreat. What are you going to do? What are you doing there? Oh, we are learning about the Atma. Oh, really? Where's the Atma? I said, well, I'm not quite sure, but it's around here somewhere. This is exactly the situation. The book is there. You don't know how to connect the words with the Vastu. Atma, the Vastu, is already there. You do not know the language. You do not know. It is exactly like, this is the other thing that happens. Just look at this. I've had so many discussions with people, and so on and so forth, and people will say, I have been studying. I have had so many Upanishads, and I have done this, and I've done that, but I'm still not quite fulfilled. So you know what it is? It is exactly like it will be interesting. Look at the stage. One stage will be where Arjun, my grandson, cannot even pronounce nose. Then there will be a stage where he can pronounce nose. Then there will be a stage where he will be able to see that this particular picture is nose. Is he done yet? He's not done yet. This is our situation. You read in Bhagavad Gita, Achetyoyam tasmad jnanam sam, all these vitaraga, just karmendri. You read all this. This is exactly like Arjun saying this is nose. Right here. That is not nose. This is nose. So we study all these. People tell me, I have common discussion. I have studied a lot, I've done this, and so on and so forth. And I'm trying to improve my life. And I'm feeling better about it. I'm not as upset at some things like this before, but I'm doing the best, and so on and so forth. Hey, stop. Do you know yourself? Well, you don't know. You don't know where nose is. You don't know where Atma is. So it's not wasted. So being born as a Brahmana is not a waste, it's a very good opportunity, but complete the job. If Arjun was told, okay, you're done. You can identify pictures of noses and lips and ears and so on, you're done. Okay. You're not done. This is just a study of, this is what these Mahatmas say. And this is not a joke or anything like this. Swami Khandananda, if you read his writings and so on, he will tell you, that 90% of the so-called Vedantins don't know what they're talking about. They've been studying and they are doing all this and so on and so forth. That final pieces are missing. And the final piece is you need to become a Jivan Mukta. That's what you need to do. How to do it? Well, somebody has to, then if you know the language, you know the vastu and everything, then this is what we have to do. But don't be frustrated, don't be complacent, nothing. Just keep going until you are done. This is a great opportunity. So this is the thing that we have to do. Once you know what is going on, you have a different view of the whole world, as we will see. And so my job is to try to raise your vision and your understanding to a point that at least you know what it is to be accomplished. Let's not get frustrated, let's not get complacent. Let's go on until there is an inner smile that will come in your mind. That, oh my God, this is what it is all about. This will happen, definitely happen. So this is what it's all about. So now, going back to the understanding of Vedanta, of Vedas and so on, this is exactly, there is nothing wrong with the whole picture. This is the way it's always been. And you and I have the opportunity to understand that my real nature is not a limited person. And by saying that you are a limited person, as I was saying yesterday also, you are in a way insulting Ishvara, because you are limiting Ishvara and saying, I don't know where you are, but I am just here. This is not right. And we need to understand how this is the case. You know, I think Swami Maheshanandaji just pointed out a very beautiful thing. He said, you know, if you insult someone, you get your comeuppance, your result appropriately. That person may not be insulted, but you did something wrong and you will have to pay for it. I'm very sorry to say, you cannot get away with it. Insulting someone is not good. You know what punishment we get by insulting the presence of Ishvara in our life? We have to change our bodies. And it has a lot of consequences. My God, you can tell the advent of diseases as you grow old, death, sitting in the mother's tomb for 9 months, slowly growing up, taking a long time. It is a huge issue. But nothing is lost. This is the punishment you get. You know, it's exactly like somebody is given some jail time for committing a crime. For 6 months or 9 months, you just you have to be incarcerated. Then after you finish the thing and you come up again. Again in the next life they will be finding gurus and doing this and so on. This is the punishment we get. Swami Maheshananda says that. He says that's it. So do not insult. And the only way to insult Ishvara is to say, I am different from you. You are different from me. And this is not right. And it is okay to say, I don't understand how we are the same, but at least I should not close the door and say, that's it, I'm happy the way I am. So I mentioned this on the first day on, what was it, Saturday night. And this is a very important thing to, I think a lot of the people were not here, so let me now repeat it. Beautiful exposition, some very simple exposition by Swami Akhandananda, which is very telling. So let me repeat it for those of you that were there. So what he says was, listen, observe, this is what happens. We study things without understanding I'm hesitant to say all this, because basically what we say, and this is very common, where people will say, I studied Vedanta and I know it, I know what it is, but I don't know how to apply it into my life. Very common. Very common. Please get rid of these ideas. This is not like learning how to cook. This is what happens this morning also. We just had a lesson with Taraban on how to, this poha that she made. It was so nice. So a bunch of us were sitting there and she says, it's so wonderful, I love these languages, Gujarati. She says, barabar hai na sab kuch. Love this word, barabar. Brahman says, are you okay? Everything okay? So he said, not only is it okay, how did you make the poha? Please tell us. So I'm going to impress my wife one of these days. I'll go back and make the poha. Some things. She always says, you only threaten these things, you never do it. Which is true. I get impressed by, these things and say, I wish I could do this. So anyway, so this is not like that. Because now I know actually, I've already got in my mind what Taraban told me exactly, get this, do this, and so on. Now I have to apply it. Vedanta is not like that. Swami Dayanand was so insistent on doing it. So then what is it? What is if it is not that, then what is it? So what is pointed out is that you should see the concepts in very simple terms. You reject the simple terms and do not accept even the first step. How can you take the second step? Okay, so having all that, let me give you the actual thing. So Swami Akhandananda says, listen, there is a law in the universe. There are laws of the universe. That the water boils at 100 degrees is a law of the universe. One of the laws of the universe is that no one wants to have things taken away from you. This is the law. So if something is taken away from you without your, or just taken away from you, forget about without or anything, it results in dukkha. On the other hand, if you give up something, it gives you sukha. This is a very strange thing. Same thing. But it all matters on whether it is taken away from you or you decide to give it. The Swamiji gives this example, very, very good example. Money. Money. If money is taken away from you in whatever way, you don't like it. But the same money, if you give as a gift to someone, if you donate to someone, you feel very good about it. And I gave you the example about the children on the first night. You can see this. If the children do not behave in a certain way, you don't like it. Because you have certain expectations. It is like money in the bank. I have children, and I expect them to take care of me and to look at me and to call me and so on. If they don't, I don't like it. But try, please, to give them independence. Just you have children, don't really expect anything. You did a wonderful job to have children, let them be. If they call you, it is bonus. If they don't call you, it is okay. So this is what is called a voluntary giving up. If you give up, this is vairagya. We're going to discuss this in great detail. How do you evaluate your ability to do viveka? How do you do that? It's a self-test is vairagya. Vairagya is the self-test for viveka. If you give up something, you have viveka. If you don't give it up, the viveka is not properly understood by you. This is the thing. If you are able to have the ability to give it up, that means your viveka is working. You really, and otherwise you are just saying the words. It is not Vairagya, it's not Viveka. And then, this is the thing, this is just a... So, going back to this theory and practice. So, practice means that you must know where you are making the mistake. This is what practice is. So it is not a question of studying books and so on and so forth, and then saying, okay, that is done, and now I am going to the office. And I don't like to the fact that people are not respecting me and I'm going into fights. And what about the Vedanta that I studied? You start to dishonor it. And say, what good is it? This is because you have not studied the basic principles of Vedanta. It is not studying the books or anything like this. So, for example, this is a very beautiful principle, just a simple principle. You don't need books to read it. Principle is that if something is voluntarily given up, it gives you a lot of sukha. Please, so start practicing giving it up. And you will see in your life, you will say, it's okay, it's all right. I'm sorry I bothered you. No, you didn't. You're really not bothered at all. But you can say that I'm not bothered. But if you're bothered by small things, that means you have a value for it that has not been given up. Yeah. So, I would say, I was going to go through this in more detail, but just came up, so I'm just doing it now. Stop thinking of understanding Vedanta as a theory and practice. Please, this is not that. It isn't that. You do not understand, basically. It is exactly like Arjun saying, I know where the nose is, it's right here. This is not where the nose is. This is exactly like saying, I have studied Taittiriya Upanishad. I have studied a lot of things. And I have studied Shankara Bhashya. But do you know yourself? Well, that's what I'm supposed to be doing, but you don't know yourself. So this is what needs to be done. You need to know, why is it that I don't? Where am I? Who am I? Who am I missing? What am I missing? This is the Atma Vichara that has to be done. All the study does not amount to anything until you do Atma Vichara. And you have to do it, like we talked about Arjuna. Nobody can do it for you. We were, I think in one of the recent classes, we were talking about this in California, where who is a real guru? Remember we had gone through this, I think on Tuesday night class or Saturday, I don't remember. Who is a real guru? So there, we have a lot of proxy gurus, but there is one real guru. Proxy gurus are, this is what is called Ishvara is a guru, Dakshinamurti. Shastra is a guru. Then a person talking to you is a guru. These are not real gurus. What is a guru? Very happy that this copy came up. Let's look at this. Gukarastva antakaro scha rugarastu nivartaka antakara niloditva guru itya vidiyate. Right? This is the verse we just did. So it says, the letter Gu stands for the darkness of ignorance, and Ru represents its destruction. A guru is called so far because he destroys the darkness of ignorance. Right? So this is very simple. Gu and Ru. So Gu starts for bad, for darkness, andhakara, and Ru stands for light. So Guru means is the one that gives you the light about whatever you are trying to learn. So this is the Guru. So now the question is, who is the Guru? Am I the Guru? You've given me some sammana, Vijay Kapoor and so on. Then who is the Guru? Is it Swami Dayanandji? No. Is it Akhandanandji? Is it the Shastra? Is it Ishvara? None of them are the Guru. Then who is the real Guru? that vritti, that thought, your thought, not anybody else's. You're not hearing it from someone, but this is your own understanding. That will dispel your understanding of what world stands for, what you are. That is the real Guru. It is called Akhanda Akara Vritti. It is a vritti, it is a thought that will come. Oh my God, I cannot believe it. You know, I will refer you to this. This was going to come later on. Anyway, I don't know where it is, but in the Bhagavad Gita you will see Arsharyavat Pashyati Enam. Arshcharya. This word is used in the Gita. Arshcharya. I think it's in the second chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Arshcharyavat Pashyati Enam. Arshcharyavat Shrunoti Enam. So the word Arshcharya. Sorry?
29. Verse 29.
Of second chapter?
Chapter.
Okay, so on this page, it's on page 36.
36 in our books.
36.
So this has happened to me before also. In fact, last year it happened.
Yesterday.
No. Last year, I know it happened yesterday, but last year the same thing happened where Kaivalya Upanishad, we had two different ones. One was page number. Anyway,
31.
so here, it's verse number 29. Ascharyavat pashyati kaschidenam. Ascharyavat vadi tathaiva chanya. Ascharyavat cha enam anyasyanoti. Shrutva api enam vedina chaiva kaschiti. This is what we are talking about. Ascharya means an unexpected wonder. Unexpected. You could not even possibly imagine it. This is the word Ascharya. So Sri Krishna says, that is the real Guru. That thought will come to you, where you will say, oh my goodness, I cannot believe it. That's exactly right. I cannot believe it is the actual explanation of Ascharya. So really speaking, the real Guru, and that Guru, that thought, that recognition will complete the Abhidhana and Abhideya connection. So this kid will no longer say, this is the nose, he'll say, this is the nose. Then it's done. And all the rest of it, this person sitting here talking to you, all referring to Gita and this, that, or the other. These are all making it happen. But the real remover of your ignorance will be your own thought. Keep going until you have that thought. It will happen. Because it's the truth. Why is it the truth? Because my God, how can we say? Let me ask you, do you ever disappear? Think about it. In fact, you know what? I just looked at the time. Just think about it. Perhaps we'll do that in the meditation tomorrow morning. Do you ever disappear? It is not a matter of bringing something into the picture. It is to recognize which already is. You have the nose. You just did not know. If the mother says, please blow your nose, you don't blow this picture on it. This is the real Guru, that thought. You are always there. I don't know what's going to happen to these days because I had prepared all this by slowly going through, and I'm picking up all the things, all giving it to you at the same time. We may have to finish all this by tomorrow. Everybody can go home. No, there's a lot of stuff. Anyway, we'll start the next class with, are you never there? The letter will start with that. So we'll meet at 11 o'clock in the next one. Om Asato Ma Satkamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityo Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Gacchate Purnasya Purnamadar Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om. Yeah.
Starting today, we will be doing chanting class in the same room between 3 and 3:30. And Sudatma ji has been graceful enough to accept that offer because he is leaving the ashram, and so he is excellent person to teach us chanting. Although we recite Shanti mantras, even I do a lot of mistakes in reciting. So let's correct them while we are here and take advantage of the opportunity. 3 to 3:30.
Can we have him do the Gayatri mantra first?
We can tell him, but he's preparing right now. So yeah, maybe you can talk to him because he's preparing all the documents. So I told him Shanti mantras. He wanted to do Dakshinamurti Shotram, but I think Dakshinamurti Shotram a little more advanced, and all of us won't enjoy that. Some of us might, but not all of us. So I think we'll do Shanti mantras which are common, and we'll see what mistakes we make in them.
Good. Good, good, good.
Yeah. कोई ऑडियो में ला के फिर देखना है.
Three to 30 minutes.
Not the people get